So we are now going to move on to the next set of presentation, which is about basically building serverless mobile applications with OpenWhisk and other Bluemix services. And we have two speakers. It's a joint tag team kind of a thing. Frederic, Lavigne, and I apologize if I'm butchering any of these names, but I will say that probably not the first time, or not the last time I'm going to do it today. But he's just topped Tim. He lives in Antibes, France. So, okay, he's got us on where he lives, that's for sure. He works for IBM as a Bluemix developer advocate. Before that, he was a product manager for business rules in Bluemix and other cloud offerings at IBM. He's an experienced software developer and team lead. He maintains Heard on TV, a community dedicated to music from TV shows. So a unique thing. And giving opportunity to plays with Ruby on Rails, jQuery, Angular, Android, iOS. He also shoots portraits, concerts, scenery, and cities. So kind of a Renaissance man. And his colleague, Stephen Fink, is that right? Okay, is also going to speak, who's a distinguished research staff member at the IBM T.J. Watson Research Center. Where is that located? So 50 miles north of here, I guess that's sort of like Westchester County. Not as pleasant a climate, I think, as Antibes, but quite nice place. He manages the Cloud Programming Technologies Research Group, which focuses on high-level serverless cloud programming community programming, including OpenWhisk. Easy for me to say, I guess. Stephen's research interests include the design, implementation, and analysis of programming languages and parallel and scientific computing. Over his career at IBM, he's worked on topics including a language and compiler for heterogeneous systems with FPGAs, the WALA, or is it W-A-L-A, static analysis system, and the JIKES research virtual machine. He received a BS in computer science and mathematics from Duke, and an MS and PhD in computer science from the University of California, San Diego. So I will let you gentlemen take it away. Are you going to be using the handhold?
Hi, so I'm just going to stand up here so you can see my face. I'm one of the leads of OpenWhisk. We forgot to bring a baseball bat, but we do have a drone out at the table, which you can check out later. Since I've been one of the leads, I've gotten very good at delegating, and so I'm going to delegate the rest of the talk to Fred.
Thank you. All right, cool. So thank you for being here, and also for the organization and my colleagues too for giving me the opportunity to present today. So today we're going to talk about one app that I've been working on called Dark Vision, and we were just hearing about data processing, so we'll just continue with that and talk about video processing with our IBM platform. So yeah, as I was saying before, I'm coming from France. I guess you heard that already. I live in Antibes, where I work as a developer advocate for IBM Bluemix. So IBM Bluemix is IBM cloud platform, and within this cloud platform, there are different options for you to deploy applications. And one new options that we have put there that we're working on today is OpenWhisk, and this is a serverless platform, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So OpenWhisk is experimental, so I just put this disclaimer here so that our legal team will be happy with me. Basically, it means that we are working on it, so it may change. But it's already something very good. So video processing. If we look at at the market today and what's happening, we create 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every day. So if you don't know what quintillion means, it's something between 10 power 15 to 10 power 30, I think, if you look at Wikipedia, and whether you are based in Europe or in the US, seems that we do not agree on the definition. Anyway, it's just a lot of data that are being created every day. And as part of this data, there are 4 hours of videos being uploaded every minute. So as we speak, some of you may be uploading videos that has nothing to do with what we're doing, but there are all this data that are being created and that we would like to look at. I mean, if we look at the market for video by 2019, it says that almost 80 to 90% of internet traffic will be by video content. So already that's a lot of data, And now think about this video and you want to make sense of the data that are hidden in it. We often talk about dark data when we refer to these videos. That's the dark vision. So if you want to make sense of this data, you can sit in front of the video, watch it, take notes about what's happening. So that will work for one cat video, but if you have thousands of videos to process, that might not be the best solution. So that's where we would like to find something to deal with this large amount of data and to analyze it. Sorry. And what could we find into these videos? So there are multiple things that we could find in those videos. One could be places. So you take a video and you find here the Moulin Rouge. Coming from France, I had to take some local example. But it might be also other type of contents, like objects. So here, a boat. Or maybe faces. So I guess you know that guy if you're in the US. I did not, but once I ran the dark vision on the video that I was working with, I could find that this was Guy Fieri, who works a restaurateur in the US, and who has several TV shows on the Food Network. Or you could also look at identifying, brands within videos. And that might be useful for brands then to know what someone is saying about their products, if there appear clear text in the video. So that's brand detection, but also just text extraction from a video. Now, why we would want to do that? So let's say that you have gathered all those data out of a video. You may want to improve search results. So you have tagged all those videos, and it's no longer just the description that someone has put. It's more an automated process that has been extracting this data. And then you can start improving search. You could also provide better navigation, because you will know where in the video a given object, a given person, a place appear. So instead of skimming through the video by hand, you could just have a way to skip to the right frame where this person appeared, or just before, and start watching the video from the point that is really of interest for you. Recommendations. So I guess it's kind of linked to search results, but as soon as you know more about a video, you can make better recommendation to move from one video to another based on the user who is watching, what are the center of interest for this user, and then knowing that a given video talks about something that you will like. And finally, the detection of brands, that could be another use case. So those are use cases that are quite interesting. And actually, as I was working on this dark vision, I came across a customer who wanted to do something like this, having a big video catalog and wanting to make a better search out of all the videos. So this is something that makes sense, that has real roots in customer use cases, so it's really worth investing to see what we can do here. So there will be a lot of videos. So, if we are to build a system that will need to solve these issues, we'll want a system that can scale with the number of videos. And there might be many, so we want something that will work here. We want to, we don't want real time in that case. It will be okay if we take the video, we process it offline, and then we go back and look at the results. And there might be different type of analysis that we may want to do on this video, not only extracting tags, but the speech in the video that you may want to analyze. So those can be different type of activities or actions that you will want to run on top of the video. Excuse me. So those three show, if we look at, Tim was showing the good property of serverless. I think we found some of these in the list that he had. So I think that it's a good fit, such a problem for a serverless architecture. So I'm going to show you what I've been working on, so this dark vision application. So we're going to move to a live demo. So I will ask you to just shut down all your Netflix videos so that I can get some bandwidth for this one. So here, what you are seeing here is a mobile app, running in the iOS simulator. That's basically a video catalog. So that's this idea of I have a catalog of video and I want to extract information out of it to build a better user experience. So I have several videos that I've already analyzed before coming here. One is one sample clip here is from the travel channel. And so here you could think about the video playing. I did not implement that, so just a picture, a thumbnail taken out of the video. Let's think that there is a documentary playing now for us. Now, I know that in this documentary there were some reference to a car, to a boat, thanks to the tags that were extracted by dark vision. So what I would like to do now is just to go to the place in the video where this was happening. So I could just click on the boat here, and it will skim through the video and start playing when the boat was appearing. So this is the same boat that was 3 slides before. And now, there might be another center of interest for me. There is a car. So let's look at the car. Okay, now actually it's the boat, but it's a car that is also a boat, which is quite nice. A nice way to go around the city without going through the tunnel, as example. So that's one thing that you can find in the video only if you watch it, or if you have some system and some tools that will have watched the video for you and extracted this information. And with this, I can improve the experience of the user watching this video. Like the same here is the Eiffel Tower that appears in this video, and this was one of the tags that was extracted by the system by dark vision. So then, with all those tags, another way would be to show also some related videos out next to the video that you are currently watching. So dark vision has this mobile app that is more what you will put in the end of the end user. Next to this, there is this website, so it's more of an administrative tool that I use to look at the results of the processing, but also as a way to upload videos. The idea here is to show all the videos that are being stored, and for each video, all the tags that have been already detected. So if we take another example of a video here to look at more detailed results, so that's yet another clip from the travel channel, and that will show us 2 different videos out of it. So here, basically, I have first a summary. The summary is the results of the full analysis. The idea is to take one video, split it into multiple frames, and then look at each and every frame individually, and finally to put all the results together. So, given frames we'll have detected here, there is one person. Here we see again the boat which is appearing. So, and then you look at the tags that are occurring most often, and then you put all that together. So that's for the aspect of what's the use case behind dark vision. So now let's look at one video that is not yet processed. So here I have one video with Novak Djokovic and Gerard Butler, which is not yet processed, so it has nothing in my debug tool. It's just not enough the thumbnail. And I will just relaunch the analysis here. So this basically will trigger an event faking an update on the video, and that will restart the processing that should happen if you just upload a video. We've been talking about event-driven apps, so that is what is happening here. So it takes a bit of time to start up because it's really a cold start. If that was something that was running with a lot of videos, we would just start right away. If you could all close your eyes so that I can check what's happening in the background. It will get ugly. Should be somewhere here, yeah. Come on. Yeah, okay. So now we see here the total number of video processed is 0, and now it has started extracting some images. So if I refresh now, I should see that the thumbnail is there for this video, and there are frames that have been extracted, but there is not yet any data there, because it will be now looking at each and every frame and detecting who is in the frame and what type of objects are in the frames. And as we speak, or as I speak, this should process and get a bit less video. Okay, let's have it work on that. Okay, it's starting. We see 10, 9. Okay, so that's basically what will happen. Here it takes one image, it has extracted some tags, and it shows there is Novak Djokovic in the picture, and there is Gerard Butler. So this is using some of the IBM technologies under the Watson umbrella. You may have heard about Watson in the news. It's basically here a way to take an image and extract the faces, and whenever it's someone known, this will you will put a name on it. Okay. So let's go back to here and look at how this was made. So what you have seen now is this mobile app looking at results stored into a database. In that case, I've been using Cloudant, which is a NoSQL database. It's based on CouchDB. And I've used this database to store the videos, but also the results of the processing. So every time the video will be uploaded, there will be events that are triggered by Cloudant and caught by OpenWhisk. So OpenWhisk is our event-driven serverless platform. And I have two actions that are being used in that case. One is the video extraction, or video extractor. So you see the Docker symbol here. And I will not talk about containers, about orchestration of containers, things like this. I will just talk about Docker as a package, as a way to package code. So there is the video extractor and as one action, and then there is another action which is the image analysis. So we're going to look at some code that is behind all this. Let's start with the video extractor. So the video extractor, it's one event-driven flow where when someone uploads a video into the system, Cloudant emits an event saying there is a new video. This event is caught by OpenWhisk. When you work with OpenWhisk, you can register, change a feed on Cloudant to get notified of all the events. And you will get the document that has been changed or created or deleted, and then you can act on that. So put your code to work to decide what you are going to do with this event. In that case, so it's the extraction that will happen. The extraction creates image and put them back into Cloudant. So I was talking about Docker here because one thing that I wanted to do and to use as part of this extraction was to use FFmpeg as a video processing tool. And so I just built a Docker image that contains FFmpeg based on top on Ubuntu, and that will be the code that I will be executing as the action. So the Docker image is stored on Docker Hub here, and OpenWhisk has a way to just give it the name of the image, and it will pull up the image as the action that will be run. So now let's look a bit more at the code that is behind this. So here is the Dockerfile for, is that big enough? Maybe? Okay. It's the Dockerfile, and based on Ubuntu, and I think the key here is really this piece that just gets FFmpeg and package it as part of the Docker image, so that then when OpenWhisk will be calling my action with the document that has been created, I can use FFmpeg to extract the frames and then to put them back into a database for later processing. That will be at the same time as I extract frames. I can mark the frame when it happened in the video, so that later, when I want to improve the viewing experience, I can just keep to the right timing of the video. So that's for the Docker action. And, whoops, what did I do now? Yeah. The other action that is part of OpenWhisk here is the image analysis of dark vision. So this one is quite similar. So you have seen I was taking frames, extracting frames out of the video and putting them in the Cloudant database. So because Cloudant is connected to OpenWhisk, what happened there is another event is triggered, but this time with the image. So the image will be received by OpenWhisk, and it will call our analysis function. In the analysis function here, I'm using the Watson services. So two Watson services that are dealing with images. One does the face detection and some tagging, and the other one provides additional keywords that can be used for the image. Once I have all those results that get pushed back into Cloudant and attached to the image, that then they can be retrieved from to build the video summary. In that case, I've been using Node.js as the action format. So OpenWhisk has two, here we see two language used for the, two options used for the actions in OpenWhisk. The first one is Docker, and Docker as a way to package code, package the binary that will be used as the implementation for the action. Another option is Node.js, and there are other options. There is Swift also that can be used as an implementation for your actions, meaning that if you are an iOS developer today, and there are some heavy logic that you would like to move on the server side or on the serverless side, you could do that with an OpenWhisk action. So if we look at some code here, so that one a bit more straightforward. Where is this? It's there. So the idea here, when OpenWhisk will be calling the action, it will give me access to the documents. So that's what I get here. As part of the arguments, I will get the documents, but I also get access to the credentials or the other services that I will need to use. So this was part of the configuration when deploying the action, was to also inject the credentials of the services that I need to use, like the Watson and Alchemy services, and also the access to the database. That then I can get the new image that's been created, and I can start the processing. And the processing basically will be to get the image from the database, the image binary, then to really look at the image and things like looking at the size of the image, processing that. So here it's using ImageMagick to do that, and then calling the Watson and Alchemy services to do the analysis. So calling those services here, there are REST APIs for those services that I can just call from inside my function to get the results of the analysis. So if we look at what we have here, so we have basically two different flows that are being executed when I work with a video or an image. One is about video, and in the OpenWhisk, if we talk with the OpenWhisk vocabulary, in this case there is a trigger that has been set up that will receive the notification from Cloudant, from the database, and together with a rule defined in OpenWhisk will execute the right action. So it's the combination of those three OpenWhisk artifacts that allow us to listen for the Cloudant event and then trigger the analysis. The same applied to the image trigger. There is this image analysis action, which has also this trigger and the rule that link together the trigger and the action to execute. Ooh. So if we try to look at what we have here, so we have a system where we have not deployed any server, and not even in any server runtime. There is the Node.js code that is in the function. I don't have to figure out how to deploy Node.js. That just happened when I send my action to OpenWhisk, and OpenWhisk is in charge of scaling the system so that when I put more actions, put more videos, it will provision, it will do whatever it wants. The only thing that I care is that it runs. And I'm talking about single-purpose polyglot actions here, just because I was able to use Docker as a container, as a way to package code to run my ffmpeg executable, but also Node.js in that case for the other function. And so I have those two functions that work independently, and I can work on adding even more. All this being triggered by events that are being generated by Cloudant when I upload video and when I work with images. Everything that we have seen here is open source. The Dark Vision app, the iOS part, the web app, and the functions that are being executed, all these are on GitHub. So we have within our team, we have this IBM Bluemix organization where we put a lot of code, and there are many samples that we have there, many samples with OpenWhisk, And we tend to put all that as an Apache license so that you can just start from it, you can load from it, and you can also improve it and contribute back. Basically, typically, here if we look at the processing, so we have the processing to get images, but there are other things that we could do with the image. And it will be typically other actions that I could deploy. Like I've been doing the video, the text, the video extraction, but now there is the audio part which has not been processed here. I think one other action that I like to add to Dark Vision here is to do the audio processing and taking the video, extracting the audio as another function, and then using one of the Watson services. We have one service that does the speech to text, the speech to text. So using that, I could get access to the text itself. And once I have access to the text, I could write other actions that will start working with the text. So that there are services that will allow you to take a text and to look at the sentiment of the text, or to look at the tone that is being used when the person is talking. So if we go back to one of the sample, this example about the brand and brand resonance and the brand who wants to know what's being said about them on the web. When it's about video, it's only when people will have started reacting a lot that they will know whether it's a good video or a bad video. But you could be processing the video itself, extracting the text, and then analyzing the sentiment of the text to figure out whether it's a good one. And all this created as another action that you will add to the collection of actions that you have already done for the video, and get even more data out of the video. All this to build better experience, or to better understand what is happening into the video. So if you want to try OpenWhisk, so all OpenWhisk is available on Bluemix. So we have currently in experimental status, there is the OpenWhisk offering there. So if you go to bluemix.net, or to this a bit longer URL, but you will get access to Bluemix and to OpenWhisk. Bluemix comes with a free trial, and OpenWhisk you will get access as part of this environment. So this allows you to play with OpenWhisk, to deploy your own actions there, and to build nice applications. I think we'll have more tomorrow in terms of what OpenWhisk is and the details of how it works. There is also a user interface for OpenWhisk as part of Bluemix, a user interface that allows you to edit the actions right from the web browser, and then to deploy them and to invoke them right from the web. One thing that is quite nice is actually the fact that OpenWhisk is open source. So if you go on the GitHub repo there, you will find the source code for OpenWhisk, and you can run it on your own laptop. I have on my machine the OpenWhisk system running, so that I can just play with it locally. Most of the time, I just use the one that is set up in Bluemix, because it has more resources than what I could have on my machine. But you can take that, you can contribute to it, you can deploy it in your on your own system, and that's a nice way to get started with serverless, even when you are on the plane. Talking about plane and things that fly up, we have at the booth, you may have seen a drone there, so it's not flying. We don't want to kill anyone there. But it's another example of what can be done with serverless. It's similar in what it does with Dark Vision. The idea here is to fly drones around and take picture, and then start analyzing the picture that has been taken. So there are many use cases that you can think about once you have something flying that can give you data about what is on the ground and what are the objects that are being seen. Andy is at the booth, I think, and has this running, not flying, but so you can check what he is doing there. Oh, it's too far. So that's all I wanted to talk about around Dark Vision. A bit faster than what was initially planned, so that will give us more time to mingle and to go have lunch. If there are any questions that you want to ask now, I can take them, as there is some time. Otherwise, we can talk at the booth, and I'll be there today and tomorrow. And that will be all for me for today.
All right, thank you so much, Frederic.